Members of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards gather at their Fallingbostel base today as one era finishes and another begins. After more than 7 decades as a tank regiment, it's time to say goodbye to their last remaining Challenger 2s.
It is very emotional for me. Emotional for my sort of era of soldiers in the regiment, because we've spent all our times on tanks. I joined as a chieftain driver a long time ago, which was a fantastic tank. Moved to Challenger 1, then Challenger 2, and it just came full circle. It's an end of an era.
Scots DG are about to undergo a dramatic transformation into a mobile, more flexible, fast reaction force. They'll be equipped with the high-speed, open-top Jackal, and some soldiers here are already excited at the prospect.
It's one of the few vehicles that I know within the army that genuinely give me a smile on my face when I get to drive it.
What is it about it that you really like? Because it looks so vulnerable.
Yeah, people think it looks vulnerable, but actually it's the mobility of the thing, and it's really quick, it's really effective. I mean, it allows you to carry out taskings really well when required, and it's also really reliable.
The Jackal's arrival breathes new life into a regiment that had feared the worst in the most recent round of defence cuts. But its survival in a quite different form is still a giant leap. A letter from Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Ben Catamole, now in Afghanistan with much of his regiment, is read out by Major Steve Walters, commander of the troops who remain in Fallingbostel. The same message was delivered earlier today in Helmand.
For today, our 3 remaining Challenger 2 tanks will leave Wessex Barracks for Ad Fallingbostel, and we will de facto cease to be an armoured regiment. The challenges ahead may be new, but we have the strongest of foundations from which to tackle them.
It's a turning point that marks not only the end of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards as a tank regiment, but the beginning of its eventual departure from Germany in 2015. That's when it returns to its spiritual home in Scotland for the first time in more than 40 years. Well, many of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards are currently on duty in Afghanistan, and the man in charge of those who remain here in Fallingbostel is the commander of the Rear Operations Group, Major Steve Walters, and he's with me now. This, I suppose it goes without saying, is a very significant day.
Yes, absolutely. We've been an armoured regiment now for about 75 years, and specifically we've had the Challenger 2 since 1999. So it's a big change to the guys' lives. They've been used to they've grown up on tanks. Even our most hardened late entry officer has been a tank soldier all the way through his career, and it's going to be a big mindset change as we move forward to light cavalry.
You'll be responsible for converting to a completely different role after so long as a tank regiment with the Jackal. How complex a task is that going to be?
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite a big task to convert the regiment, both in terms of mindset and just training. So we start off in May next year with reorbiting, so changing the structure of the regiment into the light cavalry structures. And then it's a series of individual training courses throughout the summer of 2014. So the guys are trained up in their driving courses and their gunnery courses, ready to move forwards. And then we go into crew commanding, crew training, and then forwards into troop training throughout 2014, and then all working forwards to our final exercise in the end of 2015, when we'll finish our conversion. And chucked into the mix, we've got to move to Scotland also, back to Lucas in Fife, which we're really excited about also.
Well, of course, 60% of or around 60% of your soldiers are thinking about other things right now in Afghanistan. How much attention will they be paying to today, do you think?
Absolutely, it's still a big thing for them out in Afghanistan, and today we've done a joint saying goodbye to Challenger 2. So the citation that I read today was also read by the commanding officer in Kabul and a squadron leader in Karga, just outside Kabul. So the whole regiment tied in together to commemorate Challenger 2 going from the regiment.